Alright, welcome. So today we have Izanami here, the newest hunter to join SMITE. Now this is the public test server, so things I talk about in this video, they very well could change. As always, with this series, I will be going through her abilities, explaining them, showing them off. For those of you who have not been able to see gameplay of her or haven't watched the patch notes stream at high res. And as always, I will try to have the patch notes in the description below so you can check it all out for yourself. So the first thing I wanted to cover are actually her basic attacks. If you haven't seen them, they're pretty damn unique. We can go ahead and fire a few here. As you can see, her basic attacks, they have that boomerang effect. So what this means is she deals damage through anything her boomerangs go through. It would go the maximum distance and then come back and damage everything again coming back to her. However, her basic attacks, you won't get the full amount of damage per hit. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. So let's bring up the abilities here to kind of further elaborate what I mean here. So you go to the basic attack category and you can see plus 50% physical power for the one boomerang. So if you go to the other hunters, their basic attacks are plus 100%. So all the power from your items, they contribute to, your auto attacks. Here it's 50%. And of course it's a boomerang effect, so it will hit twice. For the most part, so that way you get the full 100% of physical power for your basic attacks. Again, a little confusing, but hopefully that makes sense. So, and then another thing is, it does have some travel time for your boomerang to get back, and if you go ahead and hit like a structure like this wall, as you can see, the boomerang bounces back to you a lot faster. Now, I'm pretty sure as of right now in the PTS, her basic attacks will not go through towers and phoenixes, so you won't be hitting twice on those two structures. So if you go ahead and use your normal basic attacks on a tower or phoenix, you're gonna be hitting, pretty much like half of your normal damage as you would compared to if you were to use your one or if you're a normal hunter. But I'll get into her first ability a little bit later. So enough of that, let's go into her passive. So basically, the lower health you get, the more penetration you have, and it's a percentage base, so it's pretty damn strong, especially towards late game. And you don't have to be almost completely dead to reap the benefit for all this extra penetration, but as you can see right now, you can have up to 5 stacks, and each stacks is 4% penetration. Almost said 14%. That'd be a little OP, but yeah, 4% per stack, and you can have up to 5 stacks. So it's pretty strong. So in some cases, when you're boxing an enemy where you might disengage on a normal hunter, in this case, you might stick around and you might end up the victor if you kind of bet on your passive there. Now moving on to her first ability, the Sickle Storm. This is a self-steroid that lasts for 6 seconds flat at all ranks, which is really good. She gangs a huge bonus in attack speed ranging from 55% at rank 1 to 75% at rank 5, the max rank, which is it's a huge steroid. So if you're familiar with Artemis, when she pops her 2, she has an insane attack speed and will just rip up towers and whatnot. This is basically the same thing, except it has a couple more features. For one, you gang bonus damage, which is huge, as well as, you remember how her normal basic attacks are plus 50%? Well, now it's 100%, except the boomerang effect is not there. Your auto attacks become normal. Let's go ahead and show it off to kind of help explain that. So these are the normal basic attacks. As you can see, I hit Odin twice, go ahead and use my one, and it doesn't go through him, but you have an immense amount of attack speed. You have the bonus damage there in the orange number, and that lasts for quite a long time, for 6 seconds. And without cooldown reduction, the cooldown for this ability is only 10 seconds. So you can have this up pretty often, of course, as it comes at the price of mana. Next, her second ability, Spectral Projection. The best way to describe this ability, if you have played Skadi before and you know her first ability, which is a spear that goes through any targets, damaging and slowing them, this does pretty much the same exact thing, except it also goes through walls, and it has almost a stacking feature as far as increasing the slow. So as of right now, again, this is PTS, the base slow is plus 18%. However, you can have up to 2 additional stacks on this, each stack giving another 6%. The way you get these stacks are, if you slow somebody, if you kill somebody that is slow within that duration of time, you gain the plus 6% slow added on. So once you have your 2 kills with using your 2, then you're pretty much good to go, and you have a max 30% slow for up to 3 seconds. It's a pretty strong slow. And again, it will go through actual structures, so, I mean, look at that. Look at that, Skadi got nothing on that. That's just, it's really good, man. Now going into her third ability, which is her escape ability, it's called Fade Away. She actually leaps underneath the map, so if you do play Wheelix, you will be able to pull her, and after she pops up from her leap, she's actually stealth from 3 seconds at the first rank and up to 5 seconds at max rank. Again, that's just for now. However, if you do take damage or if you fire an ability or a basic attack, it breaks her stealth, and it looks something like this. As you can see, it's pretty good. And finally, getting into her ultimate, which is almost a boring ultimate. It's very simple. It is called Dark Portal. So she can summon this Dark Portal. Here's the target for it. So it has a couple second charge up time, but once it detonates, it deals a lot of damage and also silences anybody caught in the damage for up to 2.5 seconds at max rank. That's what it looks like. So it has a little wind up time, so there is some counterplay to it, but the fact that it silences is pretty good. So she's both good at fighting against mages that depend on their abilities, and she can obviously box other hunters with her passive. So she's overall a pretty damn good hunter. I can see her being one of the top picks. The only thing that she does lack is a hard CC, but not every hunter should have everything in their kit like Hu Yi, which funny enough, he's getting his penetration removed on his second ability. But yes, overall really good. She has really good clear between her basic attacks and using your 2. I found that maxing your 2 first, it will definitely increase your clear time. So I'm going to go ahead and show off some basic attacks and stuff with the minion wave. So something I wanted to try out real quick while I'm already here is the basic attacks with the Death's Toll. It seems like it only procs Death's Toll once. You don't get like, 12 life back from, one basic attack. So I just wanted to check that out there. So the one thing, well, another thing actually, not just one thing, another thing is if you're familiar with playing ROM and you go ahead and use your 1, which makes your basic attacks like pierce multiple targets, kind of like, Izanami here, you kind of have to position yourself quite well, so you might have to get up to the minion wave, and that way you can get all 6 minions. You might have to stand on the side and just get 3 at a time or whatever. So positioning is pretty important when you want to really benefit from your basic attacks, cleaving and hitting multiple enemies. So you might get hit, caught out a little bit from time to time. And yeah, that'll pretty much wrap it up for this video. Hopefully it was helpful in providing you with an idea on how she's going to perform and what her abilities do, in case if you haven't actually seen gameplay of her. I can only imagine playing against her and in 1v1 duel where she has this ridiculous like 30% slow, and it goes through walls and it lasts for quite a while, and they're building Haste Ventalis and Frostbound Hammer. That would be a pain to fight against. You'll never get away from this chick with Frost Talus and the slow and this ridiculous, like, look at that, it goes pretty far. So that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Give me your thoughts and opinions about her in the comments below. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace.